Hey ladies, we're gonna learn how to do a zip up technique. The zip up is something that I love to do when picking up baby, car seat, groceries, laundry basket. The whole main idea with this one is really spreading the load from our pelvic floor up into the abdominal cavity. Our abdominal tissue was stretched with pregnancy, and we really want to make sure that this tissue is learning how to tone and work together and be coordinated with the pelvic floor again. So the zip up technique is a great way to do that. Now, for myself, I like to lay down first to make this happen without gravity really pulling on that scar tissue. I want gravity pulling my muscles and abdominal organs down into the mat so that I can see if my muscles can do this without anything pushing them out against them. With the zip up, we want to focus first on picking up the blueberry with our vagina, then trying to connect hip bone to hip bone, and then letting the zipper continue from the pubic bone up to the breastbone in that order. Now, I want to make sure that I'm getting the blueberry, the lower abdomen, and then the upper abs without the upper abs pushing everything back down. This will create a nice, good, solid torso the way that we want it to spread the load out to the activity that we're doing. If it's too much up here in the upper abs and it does push down, then we're ending up straining the pelvic floor and maybe setting our risk up for some kind of pelvic floor dysfunction. So we want to be mindful of how we are doing this. So I'm gonna have Megan go ahead and do the zip up for us. She's gonna pick up a blueberry with her vagina, then she's gonna connect hip bone to hip bone here, and then she's gonna take that zipper up all the way to the ribs. So go and relax, Megan, and go ahead and do that again for me. We got blueberry, lower abs, and then all the way to the top. There we go, good. And relax. And go ahead and do that again. You're gonna pick up the blueberry, connect hip bone to hip bone, and then taking that zipper all the way up to the breastbone. Good, and back down. In our early weeks and months postpartum, this is really great to do laying down and setting a timer. So for some of us, 4 minutes is a really great time frame to practice this out. You might try this 1 week where you're pulling up and holding this contraction for 10 seconds and resting for 10 seconds and repeating that throughout the 4 minutes. As you get stronger, you might find yourself holding the contraction for about 20 seconds and then releasing for 10 seconds and repeating that throughout the 4 minutes. You may feel fatigued the next day. You may especially feel fatigued in this lower abdomen. The lower abdomen, the muscle tissue may even feel like muscle cramps that you've had with your menstrual cycle before. As long as it lessens after those 24 to 48 hours, then I wouldn't worry about it. Just remember, guys, this is a gentle contraction. It is not 100%. If you try to squeeze all this tension as hard as you can and as strong as you can, you're probably gonna end up with some kind of hip or low back pain. So you really wanna think more of a gentle contraction versus a really forceful contraction. Let's go ahead and do that one more time, Megan. She's gonna pick up that blueberry, connect hip bone to hip bone, and then take that zipper all the way up to that breastbone. Good, and then we would hold for that 10 to 20 second period, depending on what our exercise sheet is telling us. And then relax. So Megan is doing this again in the supine position or laying on her back, but this would also be something that if I'm sitting in the recliner and feeding my baby, that I might scoop my hiney out to the edge of the recliner, and then as I go to blow out and stand with my baby to get up, I'm also firing a zip up as I'm doing that activity to help hold my goodies in here. And remember, it's even more gentle in standing. So a great little option here, if you're wondering how does it look in standing, is stand in front of your bathroom mirror and make sure that that belly button, everything's still connecting in this upward fashion. If you see that belly button go down as you're standing up in front of that mirror, then you're putting too much pressure in, too much of a strong contraction here in those upper abs that are creating that to happen. So very gentle, very smooth little contraction, but doing it with everything throughout the day. So that is how to do our zip up, and you can do it first starting out laying down and then practicing it in the standing position.